Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to do a video where I am going to read some of the comments on my video, which was, what does Elvis mean to you? Now, I've been over on there and I've loved all of them, but I haven't read all of them because I wanted to do it on here. So yeah, and I have been watching the Elvis Candlelight Vigil again. I watched it first thing this morning, but I wanted to watch it again this afternoon. It's just so emotional. If you get a chance, it's on YouTube this year, which was amazing to see. I love that rather than the live stream. There will be excess noises outside because my sons are off on their school holidays, so please bear that in mind if you hear outside noise. Okay, so we're going to have a look. So the first person I see is Frankie Loves Elvis. Hi Frankie. And Elvis means love in capital letters. I love that. Yep, he does. And it's had 15 likes, so yeah, Frankie, a lot of people agree with you. Caricatures by Tony M. Elvis to me is an inspiration. With the amount of criticism he had, especially at his career beginning, he never gave up and ignored the naysayers. I used him as a model for my career, a totally different one, mind you all, but he gave me courage to carry on. His happiness and good humour always cheers you up when you're low, and last of all, with his range and ability to sing any type of song, coupled with his amazing voice quality, the greatest singer of all time. Wow, amazing. That's brilliant, Tony. And you've had 17 likes, so lots of people agree with you too. Cat Paul. I became an Elvis fan last year. He touched my soul with his singing, the only singer that did this, and I have not been the same since. Oh my gosh. He's my happy place. Whenever I'm feeling down, sad, mad, etc., I go to Elvis. He's my special friend. I love him so much. Oh my goodness. I'm going to like them all as I'm going down. So hold on, I'm just loving them and liking them. Okay, this is by Carolina and Elvis. Elvis is pure joy in my life. He's unconditional love. He makes me smile every day, from his music to his movies to his beautiful soul. Every week is Elvis week for me. I love that. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Liking that one. Here we go from TLBE Man. So, as a 68-year-old man who has been an Elvis fan since I was a child, it's hard to describe the evolution of my journey with him and how it's been. Originally, he was just a great-looking singing movie character I loved watching on television. In later years, I heard about his earlier rock and roll career, but by that time I was a Beatles fan. I always kept up with his news as much as possible. You just didn't see much news about him back then. His 68 singer special was incredible. It was a big story, and you saw pictures of his wedding in '69. Right, so, well, his wedding was 67, but I get what you mean. I think that was just a typo there, was it? I remember going to the Elvis on Tour movie at the drive-in. At the time, I just didn't get it. Who is this guy? In '73, laying on my sister's living room floor, seeing the Aloha from Hawaii broadcast with her, it opened my eyes. Oh, we went to his 1974 concert at Bloomington. Oh my goodness, which was amazing. And there's so much more, but maybe another time. Thank you so much. What a beautiful question. Oh, you're very, very welcome. And I absolutely loved hearing that. Thank you for sharing. And you got to see him. Wow. Okay, this is from Rudy Gillis, 2448. Elvis means a lot to me, especially his songs. Every day I listen to Elvis, he makes me feel good. Yep. It says it's just that, isn't it? Dave Jones, 9877. Hiya, Dave. I unashamedly love Elvis. He has and still has been my hero. My world fell apart 46 years ago, age 15. I had set myself a target to see Elvis in Vegas by the time I was 20. Alas, it was not to be. I have a great life, but I will always have the void of not seeing him live. I just love the fact that the greatest of all time is still revered worldwide. And you, Michelle, have introduced new fans to all things Elvis. I absolutely love that, Dave. Your comments never fail to disappoint me. I love them. Okay, moving on. The Queen Lucy. Oh, the Queen Lucy, I love that. I went to see Elvis the movie. I had zero expectations. All I knew of Elvis was the Vegas caricature. Ooh, interesting. This will be an interesting one. Then If I Can Dream played, and it stuck with me after the movie because I couldn't understand why I had never heard of this song before. Yeah, I totally agree. But it's not played enough. I listened to the full version that night and went down an Elvis rabbit hole. I bet that was a good hole. I bet that was enjoyable. In complete disbelief that such an incredible voice and talent could have gotten so obscured. Fast forward, I saw the movie 8 times in the cinema, bawling every time. I'm making my way through his music catalogue, listening to any of the gospel music that can easily set off the waterworks. And I'm planning a trip to Tupelo Elvis Festival next year, then to Graceland, and can't imagine any other artist ever taking his place in my heart. I never wanted a tattoo before, but now I want an Elvis tattoo with his signature. I'm lucky enough to share my birthday with him, so that's my birthday party theme sorted for the rest of my life. What truly touched me about his story is how I related to his struggle to support those around him and the toll that took on him. I was going through such a difficult time about the responsibilities of my own life, and still do sometimes, but I just need to put on one of his gospel songs and feel renewed to keep going. He was such a good man, and I hope that he's at peace now with his beloved parents, daughter and grandson. We'll always be grateful to Baz and Austin for the movie, giving me Elvis, and going a long way to setting the record straight in the public consciousness of who he was, and for channels like yours, Michelle, that are so welcoming to new fans that are still learning about him and growing our appreciation every day. I'm already a wreck before tomorrow, so sending love to everyone, remembering Elvis tomorrow. He will always be the king. Oh, TCB Michelle, that's an absolutely beautiful comment. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. That's heartfelt. The Queen Lucy, wow. And see, all the naysayers who slagged off the movie, there's the comment you need to read. It brought new fans in. And then as Elvis fans, who are established fans, who've been fans for years, we're the ones that need to help continue those new fans in this Elvis world by being kind, by being generous, by showing love. Wow, that's inspirational, and I love that. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, Albert Gerald, hello. Always on my channel. You are Albert, aren't you? I hope I said your name right. Albrecht. He has said, he means everything. I'm a fan since 66. I'm 63 years old, all my life. Elvis was here the 16th of August, 77. I was devastated, sick 3 weeks. I love everything about our king. My mum, who passed away the 16th of August, 22, was also a great Elvis fan. Her favourite song was the American Trilogy. When I'm sad, sick, I listen to Elvis, and that comes better. I have everything about him. I saw him live 3 times, and I never forget his kindness, his humility and generosity. He is my life, and thank you what you do. TLC. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And you saw him 3 times. I'm just in a world of jealousy. That's amazing. Apologies. Outside singing and talking. That's my children. Okay, Elvis Rose. My mother was a little girl when Elvis burst onto the world stage and she fell in love. So growing up, Elvis was always in the background, especially during Christmas. Yeah, me too. Which was the first Elvis music I ever heard. It wasn't until I was 17 and the Elvis miniseries came out that I fell in love with him too. 1 year later, my mother and I were in Graceland for his 30th anniversary vigil, where we met Lisa Marie, and in that house, more than once I felt his presence just envelope me. It was so incredibly emotional for me, and that is what Elvis means to me. He's emotion and love. Elvis moves me with his music, and moves me with his kindness and respect for others. Elvis is what I shared with my mother and what I passed on to my niece. Oh, so as he did in life. Elvis still connects to people and connects people as a common denominator. He's still that unifying force that reminds people from all different backgrounds that we have more in common than we may have thought. So Elvis means love and connection. Oh, my goodness. I might find some of these difficult to get through because I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. Elvis's connection and love, I love that. Okay, Helena Smirnov, 2501. Elvis is a megastar without competition. Only Elvis feels and knows how to convey these feelings with his voice, body movement, look of his beautiful eyes, unique and unforgettable facial expression, and the creative work of Elvis laid down a powerful charge of energy, kindness, humour and beauty. Elvis achieved what he wanted. He will never be forgotten. And yes, you're right, Michelle. Elvis is the sweetest, the most beautiful constant in our so stormy and rapidly changing world. Yes, you put it more succinctly than I did. I take a million years to get to a point. I admit it, hands up. But that was put so beautifully. Well said, totally agree. Oh, sorry, this is my husband's phone, so you may have notifications as well. This is real life and we're doing it. And no edits in this one. So yeah, you might hear noise and you might hear things like that. Okay, this is from Grant, massive friend, Grant. Amazing Elvis fan. Elvis has been my hero and friend since my early years in hospital to my recent heart attack. How can you put into words just how special this beautiful man is and how he is with me each and every day? He has brought me so much joy and great friends, I can never thank him enough. Thank you, Michelle, for your love and dedication and continuing the legacy of our Elvis. Beautiful, Grant. Stunning words, as always. Charlotte Betteridge, 7447. Thank you for sharing your story. It's beautiful. I'm a new fan. I'm 43. Oh, I'm 42. And only became a fan in February after watching the film. Another new fan from the film. I hope the people who hate the film are watching. I've read so many books and watched so many documentaries since then. I've really dug deep. Thanks to ADHD and the agility to hyperfocus and cram. That's your superpower. Since becoming a fan, I've noticed Elvis is everywhere and everything, in ways I never realised before. He's the forefather of all music, really. I've always been obsessed with music, all sorts of genres and artists. I now realise without Elvis, they wouldn't have existed. I listen to his voice and see him perform, and it's like he's full of musical vibrating atoms, with twice as much energy and gifts as anyone else. He just can't contain what music does to him. I come alive to music, and I have Elvis to thank for so much beautiful music around today. I'm also absolutely gobsmacked at how gracious he was to fans. I've never seen a celebrity give themselves to their fans in the way Elvis did. He's fascinating, unlike anyone I've ever known or heard about. Wow, that's amazing. I love that. Okay, now we're on to Jerry C11. To me, he's in my soul. He reaches my soul and inspires me on a daily basis. I still remember that day the world stood still. Wow, Jerry. I know I can imagine so many people do. It's etched in everybody's memories and consciousness. So sad. Okay, now we're going to move on to Silvana Kovos, 8115. Elvis is so special to me. He's my friend, my confidant. I talk to Elvis every day and his songs speak to my heart at every stage of my life. Elvis is very special in my life. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, now we have WWE Rules 1997. I used to love WWE. Oh my goodness, Shawn Michaels was my absolute favourite. The Heartbreak Kid. So anyway, let's move on. I cannot explain what Elvis means to me. It's way too much to explain. So I'll just say that he's the reason I love to listen to records. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to convey how we actually feel. So it's just sometimes simple is best because it's hard to articulate into words. I totally get that. And it's true. It's the reason why I love to listen to music is Elvis Presley. So how much more special is that? And here we have Jan, who is an unbelievable Elvis fan. Unbelievable. So knowledgeable and such an amazing person. Jan M62. Elvis means my soul, my happiness, my big blue-eyed pretty man, as my parents said I called him. He still is my go-to when I'm sad, ever since he picked me up and kissed my cheeks, calling me little one, when I was 3 years old in 1955. Wow. Elvis continued to be in my heart when the man I married loved him too. He shared Elvis's love as we saw him in 5 more concerts, met him again in 76, and spent 3 heartbreaking days at Graceland when he passed. Oh, now they both have passed, and I feel them both still in my heart, guiding me and comfort me. I just play his song, Mr. Songman. Take away the night, sing away my hurt, Mr. Songman. Oh, Jan, that's emotional. Very, very emotional. Thank you for sharing. Oh, these are tough. Okay, Elaine, Mrs. EAP, Elaine, 1259. Elvis means everything to me, from going to Saturday matinees in the 60s to see his movies, to watching the 68 special in glorious colour and collecting records and movies. No one compares his warmth and versatility of his legacy. He's my friend and rock throughout life. His looks, humour and his caring and sharing of himself with others is truly special. I felt his presence when visiting his beloved home Graceland with my dear husband, who has sadly passed away. I'm so sorry for your loss. Elvis is such a beautiful and unique gift, and I'm devoted to him always and forever. Thank you, Elvis. TLC. Beautifully said, Elaine. Beautifully said. These are so emotional. Marty4963. Hi, Marty. Elvis was just a man who experienced all the standard emotions to life's challenges. However, his talent was to express these emotions in song, and in doing so, he was able to reach a very wide audience. I know Elvis was good looking, he could act, and had a generous heart, but to me, what really stands out was his ability to sing with genuine sentiment, and in doing so, help others work through their good times and sad times in life. So very well said, that's absolute truth. And you've had a reply. Well said, I love that post. Yeah, absolutely true. Okay, now we have Teresa Howell, 3219. I've been a huge Elvis fan and have loved Elvis since I watched his movies at age 5 and 64. I love all his movies. Me too. I was devastated when he passed. He died 11 days before my 18th birthday. There will never be another Elvis. His voice is an angel that soothes my soul. I've been to Graceland once in 85 and it's on my bucket list to go back. I'm so thankful God sent us Elvis. You get back to Graceland. Do it. Do it. We only live once. So you go get back to Graceland. And let me know when you do. I'm going to like that. I'm liking them all. I'm liking them all. Ruth Simon, 7035. Elvis means everything for me. I was 14 years old when I discovered Elvis music. Now I'm 59. His music helps me through painful times and gives me consolation. He has songs for every mood. When I watch his movies, my heart melts like butter. He was so handsome and sweet, and his charisma is incredible. I love his generosity, his sense of humour, and his outstanding, wonderful smile. I love everything about him. When I start to watch Elvis videos, I can't stop it. He's like a drug for me. Nobody can match this man. Forever in my heart and soul. Elvis, the one and only. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that one. Elvis A to Z. Hi, Rick. Thank you for commenting. Elvis songs are the soundtrack to my life. That was me too. His movies were my imagination and his concerts gave me fulfillment. Elvis, the man in his image, was and still is the connection I have with my father, who I still talk to every day and share with him the new movies, musics and books. Between Christ, Elvis and my father, I'm a better human. Thanks, Michelle, for letting me share. That got me. That was beautiful. Thanks, Rick, for sharing with us. Wow. So, Collie Mori 5526. Elvis equals a world of his own based on passion for music, acting, love, sports, spirituality, fans, homeland, hometown, brotherhood, and generosity. Such truth. Absolute truth. I'm forgetting to like them all. Right. Neville 3395. Those who were around when Elvis passed often use the word devastated. I can't think of a better word to describe it. I was 15 and can't honestly claim that I ever got over it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just felt I've lost an earring. Can't go over it. My goodness. That's a powerful comment, that one is. Alan 14 7087. Hi Michelle, I just wanted to say you're so well spoken and I love the way you show love for Elvis. What does Elvis mean to me? He means happiness with his voice and music, generosity with his given spirit, love the way he loved his sweet mama and his devoted fans, charisma to the maximum because he had it all, our Elvis. He made this world a happier, better, loving place to live in. Grace from Canada. And you've got a reply. So well said from Jacqueline. Yeah, absolute truth. That's beautiful. Jenny Jorgensen, 9935. When I discovered Elvis at age 8, I literally felt the lyrics to Black Velvet by Alana Miles, a new religion that brought me to my knees. I became a Presbyterian, a member of the Church of Elvisology. I thought he must be a brother to Jesus. Anyway, seriously, I'm so grateful to have grown up in the Elvis era and so fortunate to have encountered him a few times in person. He is my forever idol. And that's beautiful, Jenny. I love that. I love that. Karen Wells, 5957. I was blessed to have seen his last concert at Market Square, Indianapolis. I was staying all night with a friend when I heard on the radio that Elvis had died. My heart broke. I walked home in the early morning hours so I could be there to meet the paper boy and read the sad news of his passing. I remember like it was yesterday. After he died, I couldn't listen to him much. It was just too sad. Then Bazzy's movie came out. Austin Butler did such a wonderful job in his role as Elvis. I went to the movie 5 times and my love of Elvis has been rekindled. A couple of my favourite childhood memories included Elvis. I remembered laying on the floor with my mum watching Aloha from Hawaii, both of us practically drooling. My dad got a kick out of watching us. That night, Elvis Aaron Presley became my first love. My family had a truck stop that I used to work at as a teenager, or a youngster, sorry. My dad always made sure it was a couple of Elvis records on the jukebox for me to play when I was there. Some of the regulars would give me quarters and request a song, allowing me to choose the remaining songs or songs. So song or songs, sorry. I always played Burning Love, In the Ghetto, Suspicious Minds. I still love the 70s music, and I have a greater appreciation for his early music since the movie. Michelle, I love your passion for our beloved Elvis Presley. I totally understand why you had to slow down on your YouTube posts, and I want you to know how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you, and I appreciate you. Absolutely. It's a beautiful comment. Mary Jones VO5 NZ. An 80-year-old fan from the beginning. He was a voice for all of us teenagers. He understood our restless youth, our struggles, and even our faith. He was such a unique individual, so beautiful, so cool, so what many wished they could be. He was so good to his fans, which was unusual. He was a generous soul who never forgot where he came from. He took slings and arrows for every milestone he made. A man from India did a study and found that every major city in the world there's an Elvis statue or memorial, from Israel to Japan and Russia. They honour Elvis. Thank you, Elvis lass. No, thank you so much for that, Mary. That's amazing. It's true, they honour Elvis all around the world. Paul Watton, 8332. When I need a pick-up after the troubles and pressures of life, Elvis music gives me the stimulation to pick myself up and carry on with a smile on my face and a joy in my heart. Well, if that doesn't just tell you how much Elvis means to people, what does? Okay, Jacqueline Carabello 6586. Hello Elvis lass, I was born in 51, so from a very young age I knew of Elvis and knew he was very popular. As a teen I saw his movies and television specials. As a young mother I lived in Memphis from 73 to 75 and you always knew when Elvis was in residence at Graceland. People would swarm across Highway 51, recently renamed Elvis Presley Boulevard in those days. My husband and I were one of the hopefuls hoping to catch a glimpse of him, but we never did. And yes, I knew exactly where I was when I heard of his passing 2 years later. Elvis's voice and music lift my spirits and helps take my mind off my troubles, even for just a little while. His humour and generosity are an inspiration to me. And you have a comment. Wish you'd got to see him at Graceland. Grace from Canada. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Brendan Newton, 7557. What does Elvis mean to me? To me, he feels like a long-lost friend, one that cheers you up when I feel down and under stress. All I have to do is listen to his music and hear his voice and laughter. Beautifully said, Brendan. Totally agree. Rosalinda Jimenez, 8044. Oh my God, what does Elvis mean to me? Happiness and love. Whenever I feel so down and low, I think of him. A beautiful human being, and listen to his songs, lifts my spirits up. God and Elvis, way to go for me. Beautifully said. Patricia Dolly Dream Z 6569. Elvis means love, comfort, understanding, and escape. That's very important. Escape. Yeah, that I understand that. I relate to that. Puma Gutim. So I was 11 years old when the tragic news came on Norwegian radio early in the morning on the 17th of August. I wasn't an Elvis fan at the time, but when you were born, Michelle, I was turning into a huge Elvis fan. In 93, I became the new host of the Elvis radio here in Tromsø, Norway. The first hour of the 8th of January 95, I had my first tribute concert at a pub in Tromsø, marking Elvis's 60th birthday. Elvis will always have a special place in my heart and in my mind. That's beautiful. I love that. Jimmy Carlson, 2567. Sorry if I'm getting these pronunciation wrong. Second to say TCB, Michelle. TCB, Jimmy. Elvis has always meant very much to me. Born in 87, all of my family listened to Elvis. When I grew up, I was trying to imitate him as a little boy a lot. He almost felt like an old friend of mine or a family member who I think about every day. And whenever I'm feeling down, I put on an Elvis song or watch an Elvis documentary, making me feel a lot better. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing, Jimmy. Okay, PP Presley, 9208. Elvis means life to me. He keeps me going as I age. I know just what song to turn to when I need it most. I was 12 when Elvis first came on the scene, and he's been there for me ever since. You're right, Michelle. He's always been and always will be a constant. If he could go through what we did, if he could go through what he did and still maintain that beautiful heart and soul he had, who am I to complain about the privileged life I've lived? As I approach my 80th birthday, oh, happy birthday when it comes, I know my life has been happier and richer because Elvis has been in it. I wish the same blessing for the next generation. TCP forever. That was beautiful. Nicoletta 355. I was born in 68. I cried when Elvis died. I was Lisa's age when the whole world lost Elvis. But Elvis is in my world, in my heart, in my life, in my soul. He helps me through all the obstacles, and his voice, his charisma gives me what to live and the desire to never give up. Hey guys, so I had to film it in 2 parts because I just ran out of time. So I'm going on here now trying to find the comments. Now, if I miss anybody, I'm super duper sorry because it has just been a lot of reading out. But yeah, this is day 2 and we're going again. So here we go. We've got Red Chuchi. Hey, I also arrived in this world in 81. A very good year. I agree. Elvis is comfort and joy to me, just like the Christmas Carol says. I recently discovered him as a person recently after the Elvis movie, although I knew and appreciated lots of his songs before taking this deep dive into his universe. Thanks to you and similar channels, I find out more things about him all the time, so well done. That's amazing, and the movie has really just catapulted so many people into the Elvis universe, and I'm really thankful for it. Okay, so we have Harold. Hello, Harold. First of all, Elvis means my financial ruin. Yep, that is true for Hal because he's a collector. So it's just financial ruin. Just kidding. He's really not. Elvis's voice is the most mesmerising I've ever heard. Plus his talent, charisma and looks are second to none. I'm an Elvis admirer and collector since 75. Through Elvis's amazing musical legacy, I've discovered and unfortunately also collected other great singers and styles of music. Elvis Presley brought me together with so many friends in real life and later with loving people online around the globe. One thing Elvis taught me for life, never give up, but always remain human and respectful of others. Yes, Elvis is the soundtrack of my life. Thank you, Michelle. Harold, that is totally true and I believe that. Wow. Laura Matone 130. Elvis is my idol. He was the best singer all over the world. His voice was unique and his charisma was superb. Yes, I agree. Joanne Murdoch 7899. They just announced on the radio Elvis passed away today, 16th of August 77, and the lady announcer said everyone would remember what they were doing and where they were when they heard of his passing. She also said she has very fond memories of watching an Elvis movie on a Sunday afternoon with her dad and has asked people to phone in with their best memories of Elvis in Australia. Yeah, it's just amazing. It just keeps going, doesn't it? It's just forever. Mark Hoyle 2641. Hi Michelle, thanks for the video. Elvis means so much in so many different ways. I agree that whatever someone is going through in life, they can always listen to Elvis music because of the different genres and styles that he could sing. That's so important actually, that's true. It's because you've got so many different styles and different genres that you can just discover whatever mood you're in. You can discover an Elvis song. Sharon Cunningham 7845. He's been a part of my family and has been ever since I was 8. I still consider him part of my family, even though he's gone, and I'll always love Elvis Presley. You take care and God bless. Thank you so much. Michael Smith, 990. Elvis to me is hope, inspiration and happiness. Dreams that with hard work and determination can come true. I love that. All right, Tim Phillips. Coolest dude ever. He died the same year I became disabled. Wheelchair at 17. His music was most important to me back then, as is today. Oh my goodness, Tim. Tim is a long-time subscriber and it's always been here for me. So thank you, Tim, and thank you for sharing. Alicia Gritz 1030. Elvis, like God, means love. Grateful for his movies, love his music. He's my #1 fave singer. I endured being teased in school for being a fan. I will go to my grave a fan. You are so... Alicia, me too. Me too. Dylan Bowen, or Dylan Bowen, is 1046. So Dylan, we all know Dylan. That's a loaded question, but I'll do my best to answer. As a musician, he's influenced the way I not only play music, but listen to music. As a human being, he's shown me how to be resilient and to never let anyone or anything get in your way of achieving what you want to achieve. As an artist, he's given us music that has and will continue to stand the test of time for generations to come. And last but not least, he's given me lifelong friendships that I will treasure till the day I die. So yeah, that's what Elvis means to me. Love it, Dylan. Beautifully said. And your reply, Anne, beautifully said, Dylan. And Joe, beautiful, Dylan. It's true. Kerry David Sadler 980, another long-term subscriber. Thank you so much, Kerry. As a child, I was overweight. Still am today, lol. No, join the club. I'm with you in there. I was picked on and made fun of a lot in school. I'm so sorry, Kerry. People can be so cruel and so nasty. I would come home and play one of my Elvis records and everything would be better. Elvis was always there for me, no matter what. His music got me through a lot of bad times, and that's what Elvis means to me. Oh, Kerry, that's beautiful. And it's amazing that we have him. Joe, my friend. When I was at my worst, he never left my side. My devotion to him, nothing and no one will divide. My connection is probably unexplainable to many, but to me it's undeniably unbreakable. That's how my connection with Elvis is. Until now, he has guided me through my darkest of hours and my wonderful experiences through his beautiful music. His soul, him being him. I've met some beautiful friends through your channel, Michelle. You absolutely. Anne Y, who's become incredibly close, and many, many more. Thank you, Elvis. Oh, thank you, Joe. And put Joe, my friend, and big love always from Dylan, and big love from me too. Susie, another super duper good friend. Elvis, since I was 6 years old, he's been part of my life. This beautiful man, so good looking that even a 6-year-old knew what boys were. I love it. That's so true. Through my life, I've had some battles, Michelle, and Elvis has always been there. And I'm battling things now, but as Elvis is here with me in spirit like always. When he was alive, I would watch the reporters film him coming from his plane and think how he's so beautiful just walking around. Then he died and I just crumbled with him. To me, Elvis means light, beauty, friendship and comfort. Just knowing I can pick up a record and play it on my phonograph means the world to me. Hearing his voice every day brings so much comfort, especially when I'm not feeling so well these days. I've met so wonderful people online from all over the world, and Elvis has made that possible. TCB. Susie, I hope you're okay. Send me a message. Let me know how things are going. Sending you love. Helen Ludlow 2331, another long time subscriber. I was 10 when I discovered Elvis and was convinced he was going to marry me. Yep. Then I saw that's the way it is and was totally hooked for life. He's always been in my life during my happy times and sad times to get me through. I can't imagine life without him in it and will always be thankful to him for being the man he was and for coming into my life. Beautifully said. Kai Moon 99. Elvis to me always showed compassion, humanity, diversity and culture with love for everyone, regardless of race, religion, colour or creed. I remember 8 to 16 as a teenager and felt like a tank rolled over the world. I remember the 16th of August as a teenager and felt like a tank rolled over the world with disbelief and pain. TCB. TCB came in. So Jimmy, I think there's a few that I've already done. Right. Patricat. It always makes me feel better to read things like this and know that I am not the only one to be obsessed by Elvis. I discovered him when I was 12 years old and saw GI Blues. As Goldie Hawn once said about Elvis, the sex hormones went into overdrive. I was a typical fan from then on, hanging on with the other fans, seeing his movies, buying his records. Even married the president of our local fan club. We had 6 great years together, sharing everything Elvis. We went to the USA to see him in concert in 76, but split up in 77. When Elvis died, I was interstate with my future second husband and we were staying with friends. We woke up to hear Elvis being played non-stop on the radio, and when we went into the kitchen, the friends told us Elvis had died from a suspected heart attack. We were shocked into silence and were very subdued for the rest of the day. When we got back to Melbourne a week later, my ex-husband called me to say he wished I had been with him when the news about Elvis was announced. He said the phone didn't stop ringing for a week and there was a huge amount of mail to be dealt with. I was actually relieved I hadn't been there, lol. My girlfriends were still bursting into tears from time to time and were angry with me for taking it so calmly. I think what happened was that when my marriage ended, I cut off my husband and cut off Elvis along with him, as I was starting a new life with a new man. There were no more new movies or records for years, and as much as I still loved Elvis, he was on the back burner for years. Last year when my husband died, I had joined YouTube around the time and found Elvis world alive and active. I started buying books, CDs and DVDs to replace everything I'd left behind years ago. And now Elvis is my reason for living. I was worried about my state of mind and asked my grief counsellor if this obsession with Elvis is to replace my late husband and was it normal. She assured me that it's completely normal and healthy reaction to grief and that Elvis is a far better substitute than alcohol or drugs. That's absolutely true. That's so emotional. Thank you so much for sharing that with us because that's an emotional story. And now you're back with Elvis and he's getting you through the grief. So powerful. Monica Skulls 6654. Well, where do I begin? Must warn you, this is going to be long. Can't keep it short when it comes to him. Neither with one favourite song. I don't have one. Impossible to choose. Elvis was my best friend in my teenage years and he's never left me. He actually saved me when I was a teenager. Both in school and at my home environment, I was sad, angry and miserable. But as soon as I listened to his voice, he made me feel calm, understood, or full of joy, depending on what song I listened to. He could even help me bring out the tears I needed to shed, but get my grief out with a sad song. By the way, Elvis has a song for every mood. It's true. I used to have a song or movie scene in my head all day at school to survive the hours and my life in general, longing for it to end and then rush home from school to play my records and just dream away. He was my great painkiller, honestly. Whenever I had an ache or a pain, I just lay in bed listening to an Elvis song and it was gone. Literally, it just relaxed. I'm convinced his voice had healing to it because I'm not sure I'm not the only one who can attest to that. I can say that though, that being an Elvis fan officially in school with a badge and picture shown on my arm of my jeans jacket did not make school easier for me. But it was totally worth it. They didn't get it. Yeah, I completely agree. None of my friends got it. So yeah, beautiful comment. Dolores Petrie, one of the most generous human beings. He cares about people and love all. That's the aspect of Elvis. That's absolutely true, Dolores. Lily Derbu 2246. I've rarely read so wonderful comments about a video. So close to what I feel about Elvis. Thanks. You're welcome. It's lovely to read them all. It's amazing. Ian Hall 7151. Hiya, Ian. Elvis means the world to me because, and I became a fan when I was 9 years old. I'm 62 now and I just enjoy everything about Elvis. I love Elvis. I'm always looking for more Elvis stuff to buy. I live by myself. I've got a little dog called Presley. I love going to Elvis events. I've got 3 impersonator shows booked this year. I've loads of Elvis Presley vinyl records and I'm a very happy Elvis fan. Take care, Michelle. That's lovely, Ian. And you are a very happy Elvis fan. Laurie Nielsen, or Laura Nielsen 7465. Apologies if I said some of these wrong. Well, I can't claim to be a lifelong love of Elvis, but I grew up knowing he was there. I remember very clearly when he died. But after Bazzy's film, I feel so hard. I don't know what hit me. Age 63. He can sing to me all day. Thanks for your thoughts. Oh my God, so many people. I've been bringing up the movie, guys. Yep, says it all. Leslie, so a massive Elvis fan, an amazing friend to the channel and to me. Goodness, where to begin? Like you, Michelle, Elvis been there for me through my life, my ups, my downs, my happiness and my sadness. He's that constant, reliable presence. He's given me my best friends, including you, taken me to places and enabled me to meet people I never thought I would. His inspiration has given the inner strength to achieve things that I never thought I would, and he's inspired me to chase my dreams, and I'm still doing that. I wrote something a while ago that sums it up for me. Elvis is the breath of my day. If I need to take a moment, he's that deep breath I take that calms, focuses and comforts. He is that long, slow, deep breath I take when things may seem impossible or when people hurt or upset me. And he's that deep breath I take when I've laughed so hard it hurts. So I'll just keep breathing Elvis every day. That's beautiful. You're such a gorgeous writer. Amazing writer. Give me goosebumps. And Susie's reply beautifully said, I agree. Thank you, Leslie. John Bull 9155. Elvis to me is like a member of my family, always there for me. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Sharon Cunningham 7845. Let's just say outside of God, my family's number 2. Then Elvis, there's nobody like my Elvis. I love that man. He's the greatest. I love that. Well said. Tony from France, a bonjour. Good morning, Michelle. I hope you're doing well and thank you so much for all you do for Elvis Presley. and what Elvis means to me. I'm 55 years old. I grew up with the music and unique voice of Elvis. I was 9 years old in France on vacation, and I remember his death was announced on the radio. It was a terrible shock for all of the French people. For us, he's the king of rock and roll. He's more widely the most famous musical artist in the world, more than 1 billion records sold. He's never done concerts abroad, except in private. Michelle, if you're interested, let me know. I will tell you the anecdote. Right, okay, please do. Of course, mail me. Oh, I don't know if JK will get this, but I got your email. I'll send you an email reply if you get to this part. Thank you, Michelle. See you very soon. Take care, stay safe, God bless, and have a great, nice sunny day. And you, Tony from France. Okay, I like jelly. Hi, I like jelly. Always on my channel, so hello. Elvis is my childhood, my here and now, and my forever. Oh my goodness, that's so gorgeous. I love that. That's beautiful. Waldo9261. One of my top 10 movies, 3 are Elvis movies. Blue Hawaii, Girl Happy, and Viva. Yeah, mine too. It's the aura of these movies that keep me coming back. I keep coming back to these movies Elvis made. Me too, Waldo, me too. There is a space for Elvis movies. There is a place for them. Mega Geordie Boy. I was a schoolboy on the train to Glasgow for my school uniform. When word broke on the train, everybody was shocked. He means everything to everybody. Yeah, well said. Joyce Barker 2288. My early years going on a bus to a special shop to order the latest LP and going back to see if it was there. Yeah, no phones. I remember those days. Being allowed to go to the local dances and first slow dance to Don't. Oh, I love it. It would have been me writing to Elvis's mother to not allow him to go to the army. I did not know he had to go. I lived in Manchester and later on a letter back from Elvis lying on my doorstep when I got him from school. Maybe I was 14, 15, currently reaching 80 and going on another Elvis cruise in February. My family is blood. My Elvis family are forever friends. Someone special singing to me in a pub. You're so young and beautiful. Someone I married willing to sit through all the early movies with me. Back in the UK for the English Elvis experience in October. Today in Canada, I'm off to another Elvis show this afternoon. Keeps me young at heart. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Karen Tranter, 7806. Hello, Karen. Hi, Michelle. Elvis means everything to me. When I was a child, I would stay off school, pretending to be sick. Every Tuesday, as that's when they play a movie for the Elvis fan club in the UK. I love that. As soon as I saw Elvis the first time on TV, I fell in love with him. And my obsession started. I've loved Elvis as long as I can remember. My family laugh at me and say if Elvis was here today, he would have a restraining order on me. Yeah, true. Like you, Michelle, and many others, he's helped me through my life. Happy, sad times, he's my go-to every time. Love, love, love him. I even have my funeral planned around Elvis, music, etc. On my coffin, I'm having written, return to sender. I just wish I could be there to see it. Thank you, Michelle, as always. Oh, that was good. Well, that was lovely to read, Cara. CP Ames 55, so that's Connie. Hi, Connie. Watching Elvis helps me escape reality for a while. Apologies. We've had a few escape messages on here, and I think that's an important one. Just wondering what it'd be like to kiss him. He looks like he would kiss good. Yeah, I think so. I got to be friends with you watching Elvis. You're a special lady who are so kind to everyone, and you have a cool accent. Thanks, Connie. Elvis is always have a part in my heart, his own spot where I get to go to and be alone with him. Love you, Connie, TCB. Ah, that's beautiful, Connie. Flo Archbold 5820. Elvis means everything to me. So he means everything. That's beautiful. Tupelo Kid 11. A song for every occasion with a certain something that can't be explained. Yeah, sometimes it's just hard to even explain it, isn't it? Hot Rod Dave. Hiya, Dave. I grew up with Elvis. I could write a book on the topic. I bet we all could, to be fair. Yeah, that's true, Dave. TCB. Chris Kincaid 9045. There never will be another, too equal or come near, generous, kind, such an entertainer, always no one. Well said. Anne. Oh, Michelle, it's a question I ask myself 1,000 times over and over, because as every day passes, he means more and more. As a 3-year-old little girl with a lisp, and therefore couldn't pronounce my words, I called him Velvet. And looking back now, I don't think I mispronounced his name correctly at all. It fits him perfectly. I think of Velvet as something smooth, gentle and comforting, which to me sums up both his voice and him as a human being. When I'm down, he picks me up. When I'm in pain, he comforts me. And when I'm lonely, he befriends me. His spirit is forever within and around me, and I know that I can always rely on him. His talent speaks itself in humanitarianism. I'd like to think I inherited. His inspiration and encouragement is never more than a thought away. His compassion and love for one and all, his humility, sincerity and unfailing selflessness, I'd like to think inspires me to be a better person. His presence I feel viscerally. Apologies, I can't say the word. His voice I hear often, and his humble ways I try to replicate in my everyday life. I feel a closeness to him that I only can describe, a closeness I know will continue until I leave these earthly shores and meet him in heaven. Through Elvis and your channel, Michelle, I've made dear friends for life. They know who they are, and for that I owe a great deal of gratitude to him, as well as the joy and happiness he's brought into my life at the most difficult and painful of times. He's been my solace, my rock, my guide and my mentor. He's a part of my life I'd never wanted to be without. He's always been there and I've always needed him. And I know he'll be in my heart, mind and prayers forever. So difficult to sum up what Elvis means to me, but I know he means a lot. He's the sunshine in my life. That's absolutely beautiful, Anne. Beautiful words. Elvis Presley, the legend, TCB. Love. That's what Elvis means to me. TCB forever. Absolutely. Dean Lamont. Hi Michelle, it's Dean here. How are you and your family today? Elvis to me is that he was the heart and soul, and I'm born in 83, so everyone liked Elvis. I liked his songs, including gospel and his movies. My favourites are King Creole, Viva, G.I. Blues, Blue Hawaii, Flaming Star, Wild in the Country, Speedway and Elvis on Tour. Oh my goodness, I love all of those. I have learning disabilities, so when I'm upset and need cheering up, I listen to his gospel medley from the 68 Comeback Special. If singing karaoke, there's Elvis Presley original karaoke. They have every Elvis karaoke on there. Just type it into YouTube and you'll love it. Take it easy and be safe, TLC. I've always thought I'd love to do a bit of karaoke on the channel. Wouldn't that be awesome? I know I sound like a screaming, I don't know, like a cat screaming, but I think it would be fun. Amy Winehouse 914. You think you had it hard. I had to start watching Elvis in black and white, and before video recorders even existed, and listening on cassettes, and we had to get up to turn the TV over with only a choice of 3 channels, BBC One, 2 and ITV. Now that was real hardship. Yeah, I totally agree. That is real hardship. First one to say ECB. Hey Dave, I already said it to you before in that, didn't I, in your comment? I knew I'd find you here saying it. Sean Fall 5670. Elvis means everything to me. He actually took the place of my biological father. Unfortunately, my real father was an alcoholic and could be mean to my mother sometimes. On a number of occasions, I'd have to stop my real father from attacking my mother. Left England in 78, a year after Elvis sadly passed away. I get really protective over Elvis when people do not bother to do real research. Just go on some rumour or hearsay they have heard or read, like Elvis was a racist, stole black culture and was inappropriate with underage girls. I see red and reply back to them asking for actual hard evidence. Of course they cannot supply any hard evidence, so I put them in their place. Since leaving home, Elvis has always been there for me and helped me through some really tough times. Through his gospel music, he made me realise my biological father was not that bad. He just had an illness of being an alcoholic. My dear mother and father have passed away now, but I keep both of them in my prayers. So as I said, Elvis means everything to me, and I will not have some people try to knock his legacy without providing hard, actual evidence to support their statements. Well said. The world needs more people like yourself. Cole, hiya Cole, nice to see you, good friend of the channel. My best friend, my brother, the one constant through my life. He was there at my best times and my sad times. And Cole, you've been through some hard times, and it's amazing that Elvis was with you through that and got you through. And hopefully you'll be there when I get to the other side, when my life is through. I'll tap him on the shoulder and he'll say, "Who the fuck are you?" That was good. Patrick Cat, haha, I think there will be a lot of souls wanting to tap Elvis on the shoulder in the afterlife. Absolutely. Oh my God. I knew that you would end with something. That's a good one to end on, isn't it? That's a brilliant one to end on. So we've got here, that's like an hour that we've put up. So if you've got to this point, thanks so much for joining me. That was an amazing video to make. I enjoyed every single second of reading those. There was emotional, there was funny, there was inspirational. There just so many adjectives that I could put in here. And I really enjoyed hearing from every single one of you. And you can see the breadth of emotion that Elvis brings out in people and how important Elvis is to people throughout the world. And it's just amazing and inspiring and emotional. And yeah, I just love being an Elvis fan. I love knowing all of you. And I'm so glad that you came on to this video and put down your thoughts and that I could share them today with you. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me. Take care of yourself. Have the bestest Elvis day you can. And keep loving Elvis always and forever. TCB.